Hello and welcome everyone, 60 from another.net here, bringing you with another quality tutorial. To celebrate Halloween coming up in 3 months from now, mind you, we'll be creating something like this. This is basically your tutorial if you ever had the urge and fantasy to create your own Matrix or Zombieland scene. So have fun. To get started, we're going to placing this image of a corridor that I've downloaded from DeviantArt, and you can find all these stocks on my site at another.net. We're just going to scale it into a nice position and flip it to what we want, and go into levels by Command L. Use values of those, and we're going to pop in the gun image now. Going to scale it down and flip it as well. It's first person view, which I think looks quite nifty because it gives it a bit more depth to the image. It's that illusion of depth. Now we're going to just try and get a rule of thirds happening with the guides. This is just to help out with your composition, and hopefully you'll get a nice composition happening. And we're going to just place in the girl now, the zombie girl, and I've scaled it down so you don't need to scale it down. And here I'm just playing with the levels of the gun to darken up the gun a bit because it's in an area of darkness, and turn down the saturation as well by 50 also, because in darker places usually it's darker, there's not much color there, and I'm just giving it a bit more lighting, a bit more brightness with the levels. And after all that, I'm going to get a new layer, and I'm going to brush out with a black soft brush some dark areas in the image. So I'm just brushing out all the dark areas to create more atmosphere. And I actually just brushed out a window there, and I'm brushing out some of the areas that are behind her, just to give it a tad more atmosphere, because it looks more gory and horror-ish when it's darker. And I'm giving her a little bit shadow on her legs. And here I'm creating a new layer for the blood, and I'm just using some of the blood brushes that I've downloaded from DeviantArt to create a gory scene. And make sure you use a kind of a dark red color, and set the layers blending mode to soft light or overlay. And here I've done a lot of gore. You can have some on the gun as well, it just depends on taste and on hands, but make sure don't have too much. And we're just playing with the levels of the blood now, and playing with levels of her actually, rather, of the girl, to just match the lighting a bit better. Now I'm actually playing with levels of blood. Right, I rotated the gun a little bit so that it's actually pointing towards her. The angle wasn't correct before. It was pointing a bit too low, so now it's pointing at the right angle. This is a bullet hole layer that I did using the same technique, except I put it on linear light. Okay, we're going to go to 3D, new layer from 3D file, and click on the bullet.3ds, and you have something like this, imported. We're just going to bring up the 3D window, go into Windows and 3D, and just use the rotation tool on the toolbox to just rotate it into a nice angle. Okay, so we're just going to go into the mesh of the gold light in the 3D window, and click on your bump thing and click load texture and select the back bump as texture and put input 5 for the bump, and you'll get yourself the back of the bullet. And just use the 3D scale tool to scale it down. It's in the left toolbox, and duplicate it, and we're going to just rotate it. Just do the same thing, repeat it, and that'll get you several bullets. Now you got to be accurate with your bullet perspective here. Make sure to get it as real as possible. If you're not quite sure how to do that, you may need a perspective grid and put it in so you know which perspective to put it in. I'm just doing this by eye, so you can just do it by eye if you want as well. So after you got a lot, let's put a light in. Just go into the fourth option of the 3D and use the light rotation tool to rotate the light a bit to get the lighting in the right direction, which is coming in from the windows. And once you got that, merge over the bullets and use the levels like this. So select all the bullets layers and then press Command E to merge them. And after that, I can just create several more bullets using the marquee and just duplicating from the layer that we just created. I think this is much faster than 3D functions, so yeah, that's why I did it just using normal instead of 3D. Now to create the bullet time thing, we're going to just get a marquee and then fill it with white. After that, use values of these in filter distort wave, and you'll get something like this. So marquee a line like so, like I did, and then use the transform and skew and press Command and drag the corners to get something like this. You don't have to colorize it if you don't want to. And I'm going to go filter, blur, motion blur, and use values of these and the angle according to which angle your thing is. And I'm going to just erase a few parts of it. It's optional, but I think you won't see it on the dark bits, so I'll erase some. And I'm just going to duplicate and transform. So from that, I'm just going to duplicate more of them and then just transform it. Yeah, sorry about the speed. I'm just trying to keep the video fast for YouTube. YouTube's 11 minutes just pissed me off. Anyways, since this doesn't really need to be 3D, it's just as long as you have it on a 360, it's fine. Now I'm going to get in the smoke image and I'm going to put it on screen. I'm going to rotate it into a nice angle, and I'm going to go transform wrap and just play with the wrap controls, like drag it and drag the angle, drag the corners like so, and then desaturate. Put it in a nice position, like it's coming out of a gun barrel. Now I'm going to add a color balance to the whole image. We're almost done. I'm going to just use the value of these to make the whole image look like it's kind of not in this world, and it's cold and stuff like that, just to make it horrific. And the last thing I'm going to do is get a new merge layer, edit, Command A, edit, copy, merge, paste, and then go into your dodge and burn tools to just dodge up a few areas of her skin and that's the lighting is coming from. After that, get a new merge layer again. Now going to blur, radio blur, and use a value like this, and then turn that into screen. Now get a new layer mask and start brushing out some of the areas that you don't want to be blurry, such as her face and her legs and stuff like that. But her hands, can be immersion, and all the bullets can be as well. And his hand can be he's moving as well. And we're about done. So I hope you have enjoyed the tutorial. Please comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps because I really need your feedback on these things, because I just started with this new kind of style. And please don't forget to visit my site at novro.net. Peace out.